Random question. Has anyone ever been to a poppy field before? Well, if you haven't, no worries, I'll tell you about it. First of all, I live in California and poppies are everywhere here as well as being our state flower. Cool, right? Well, I guess it's not that cool. Anyways, poppies are quite abundant here, more so in the mountains. If you ever drive through California during the spring, the mountains look like they're covered in a gold carpet of flowers. Those are the poppies. While they can be found everywhere, there's something special about those golden poppies in the mountains. So special, in fact, the government in California protects that variant of poppies more than the other types. If you so happen to live near the mountains in California, all of this is something you would already know. There's one thing that only people who live in the poppy fields know about, and that is the poppy queen. The poppy queen is an even more special poppy because there's only one per mountain. The only reason I'm pointing this out is because this flower is something you do not want to get near. The mountain people of California call this flower by a different name. They call it the mountain siren. The name, if you can't tell, is a type of warning. The parents of children that live in the mountain regions tell their kids when playing in the mountains always go in pairs, and if you hear someone calling you, come straight home. The thing is, no matter who you ask, one thing is a constant, and that is if you hear someone calling you, go home. That is all you were ever told to do. They don't give a reason, and they don't tell you why. So me, being the rebel that I am, I decided to do the opposite. I planned to go with a couple of friends just in case. We planned where to go and when we would go. All we told our parents was that we were going hiking, and that's all. The day of the hike, 3 out of the 5 of us bailed out. So it's just me and a guy. One of my friends knows he looks chill, I guess. After talking about which route up the mountain we're going to take, we left. We talked for a while to get to know each other better and stuff. It was a long while, but after 3 hours of hiking, we heard it. Someone was calling us up the mountain further. So we followed after the voice. It took us up the mountain a bit, and everything was fine until Mark, the guy that was with me, said we passed the same tree again. We looked at the tree for a minute, not because it was interesting to look at, but rather it felt like we couldn't look away. And then I heard Mark start to whimper. Sam, something is behind me. I feel something behind me, Sam. I can't turn back to look at Mark. My eyes are stuck on this weird tree. I want to look back and to look at him because I can feel the dread in his voice and his words. Sam, I'm scared. I can't see it, but I know it's there. It's okay. Just take a breath. Okay. I can hear his breathing starting to calm down. I tried to look away from the tree to no avail. My eyes are glued to this ugly ashen tree with dagger-like branches. Hey, Mark, are your eyes also stuck looking at this tree? Yeah, mine are too. I don't know why, but I can't look away. I can look away from the tree, but now I understand why he started panicking. I can feel something caressing my back with sharp, jagged nails. My heart is racing and hairs on the back of my neck are on its ends. And then I asked a question that I was terrified to get an answer to. Who are you and why are you messing with us? Mark screamed and then started crying. I heard him fall to his knees, and in his erratic crying, I can hear him say he can't see. After a few seconds, I heard his voice break as he said he can't hear anything now. And then I felt something run up my spine. It felt like fingers, carving its way up from my lower back to my shoulders. And then a whisper into my ear. Would you like to see me? Would you like to look at me? Its voice was a beautiful, raspy voice, but it felt empty. I know it's talking to me, but it feels empty. That's the only way I can explain it. Do you think the boy on the ground would like to see me? By instinct, I replied, no, I don't think he would. Oh, So now you talk back, Sammy. How about we talk some more, Sammy? The way it's saying my name, I know it's grinning while it does it. Sure, I'll talk with you, but can you let my friend go, please? There was a pause for a few minutes. There was a frustrated walking sound behind me, as if it was mad at my response. Fine. Under one condition, Sammy. Okay, I'll do it. What's the condition? You'll have to look at me, that is all. Can you do that, Sammy? The creepy way of saying my name again sends a cold sweat down my spine. Okay, I'll look at you. Good. Now look away from the tree, Sammy, and look at me. Look away from the tree? Wasn't it the one making us look at the tree? I sat quiet for a moment, thinking about what it just said. What are you thinking about, Sammy? Don't you want to protect your friend? Sammy. Sam? Sam. I didn't want to respond to it. Look at me, Sam. Look at me now. Its voice was different now. It was like several different voices yelling at me at once. I'm sorry, Sammy. I didn't mean to yell at you. Can you look at me, please? Now it was back to the voice that I heard originally. I can still hear Mark's low whispering, so he must still be fine. But why? Can it not actually harm us physically if we don't look at it? I know what you were thinking, Sammy. Are you sure you can risk your friend's life with that little conclusion? Can you, Sammy? If not... Why don't you look at me now, Sammy? Turn around now! And then, bang, bang! What in the world was that loud sound? A gunshot? I think it was a gunshot coming from the same direction of the town. Bang, bang, bang. Are you out there? It sounds like the town sheriff, so with every ounce of strength I left in my body, I yelled with everything I had. From the distance, I can hear barking and the footsteps of a dozen or so people. And then it spoke again. This time, its voice was no longer empty. You could feel the anger, rage, and bloodlust in its voice. Just you wait, Sammy. You are mine. And then it went silent. I can feel the ground shaking with the amount of people that came to find me and Mark. When the sheriff grabbed me and turned me around by the shoulders, I realized I can no longer hear anything. Looking around, I could see Mark crying in his father's arms, and then I tried to gesture what had happened to no avail. When we got to the sheriff's department, I wrote down everything that had happened. When I was done, the sheriff just looked at me. Not the kind of look you would give to a crazy person, but the look you would give to someone that you would grieve for. It's been over a decade since then, and I'm now a park ranger for the area that I live in. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you where this has happened for safety's sake. But if you ever visit California and go hiking up in the mountains, 1, go in pairs. 2, tell people your location. 3, bring a map. 4, if you hear someone calling you, just go home. Thanks so much for listening, guys. A quick shout out to my patrons. Kevin Kess, Sabiel Eclipse, 055555, Cormac Wells, Amara, Matthew Steiner, Cupcake Hips, Alonzo, Mr. Sankofa, Michael Milburn, Kozak, Icy Narrates, Jesse Hartley, Eric Cifuentes, Andreas Anderson London, Lawrence Wallen, Geek Sanctuary, Melissa Perez, and this guy. That is someone's actual username. I love that. Thanks again so much for watching, guys. If there's anything you would like me to pray for, I would love to know how I can be praying for you. I hope you have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video.